Please help me welcome back to the stage dōTERRA founding executive, chairman, CEO, and my friend, David Stirling.
Hasn't it been an amazing day so far? This is one of my favorite days. We get to talk about just really fun, cool, heart-grabbing stuff. And what you need to understand is we only have time to catch a few highlights. There's so many amazing things happening around the world now, so many projects. So I get to take just a few minutes and kind of introduce a little bit of the next one. 2 years ago, almost to this day, I met an amazing person. Some of you were here back then, and from Rwanda. And I want to share, and we're going to get to hear from her in just a moment. And I'll mention a little more about that in a sec here. But if you'll remember, we talked about what was happening in Rwanda, and you're going to get the whole story on that, but I wanted to share with you a little bit about a project that's been going on there for the last couple of years. Now, Mark just mentioned some of that. Up in beautiful Rwanda, where it's eternally spring, it never changes. I think it's about 75 degrees year-round, it seems like. There's a little place called Gibeho, and there's a school up there that has about 650 kids. It's one of the poorest areas. It's a boarding school. It's run by 4 wonderful Catholic nuns who have dedicated their lives to this. We have just, my wife and I have been there twice, representing dōTERRA and our efforts there. You met Immaculée Ilibagiza here a couple of years ago. Some of you did. You're going to get a chance to hear from her in a minute. She has an amazing story. She's impacted people all over the world. This picture you're seeing right now is mostly her new family, and that they kind of formed together. And we have gotten to know this family. Fantastic, amazing people. Rwanda is a beautiful country. It's the most densely populated country in Africa on people per square mile. Very poor from a GDP standpoint, but I'm just going to say not poor in heart. An amazing place. It's actually looked upon now as one of the safest countries in all of Africa. You won't find a scrap of paper on the ground there. You won't. Not like you'll see trash in some other countries sometimes that are piled up. You will not see that at all. It's just amazing and how the pride that people take in what they have with so little. dōTERRA started on this school, building this school, this dorm, with these kids. If you ever visited this place, the facilities were deplorable. The bathrooms, what they did have little kind of holes in the ground for these kids. They were all stopped up, completely done. The stench was horrific. The dorms that the kids are in, it's about 75% girls in this school. And the dorms that they're in are just not good. All the girls have their heads shaved. If it weren't for the fact that they were wearing skirts, it'd be hard to tell them from the boys. But that's for hygiene purposes. Showers that are taken there are with a bucket. They'll come with one small bar of soap to last the entire year. And so they'll take and they'll just use as little as possible when they do try to get clean. And we were there, I can't remember now, it wasn't that long ago, but I lose all track of time. Earlier this year, I think it was April or something. And had that group of kids together. And we have a fantastic architect, and they're building a earthquake resistant structure. This dorm is going to have 3 floors, and there's going to be a total of 4 of these eventually. And each one of these have showers and flushing toilets on each floor. When we shared this with the kids, they went crazy. I mean, it was just such an amazing experience. This picture here is just the beginnings of this project and laying the foundations for the first dormitory. They've made some great progress. This next picture here, actually, we went out there and introduced Days for Girls and the monthly hygiene things and did the training. And once again, it was just a fantastic opportunity. Immaculate participated in that training with these girls also. This is a school that is structured for 12 to 18-year-olds is the age of the kids there. The arts that they do on their own time in terms of dance and stuff is some of the best that you'll ever see. The teachers, the faculty, so dedicated. Built a new barn to move their cows and chickens over into so that we could start to put this first structure in place. And I got a short little video I'm going to have them run now that shows how they actually have to build this. Little more effort there than what we do in the States, isn't there? You don't have the cement trucks and the big pump trucks. What's fascinating to me is each one of those things weighs about 50 pounds, right? And these guys will do that all day long. Very labor intensive, this structure. This picture was actually taken a few months ago. The first dormitory is completely finished. They've started on the second one. And it's well underway at this point. What fascinated me is they work so hard, and yet when they got to the last part of this first dorm, and they're actually putting the roof on, these guys have been working all day long, super hard, and yet this became a very celebratory moment. I'm going to have them play another little short video here, show a little bit of this. Maybe. It's late in the day. These guys are getting very excited. I wish I had more time to show you more because they get really excited. They're running back and getting more and just so excited to get that last pour done with that roof. And the people of Rwanda just amaze me. Their president is fantastic with the values that he teaches. And over the last 2 years, Immaculée Ilibagiza has become a dear friend of dōTERRA, personally of my wife and I, and the effort that she makes to change the world and impact the world. In fact, the reason that she's here today is because she's got to catch a plane and go back to Europe tomorrow. She shares her message all over the world, and she has had a tremendous impact all over the world. I'll also mention that the president of Rwanda makes her book, Left to Tell, required reading for members of his military. Thank you. And it's because he wants them to remember. It's because he wants them to remember. Immaculée is an amazing person, a truly amazing human being that is very real in what she is and what she does. And with that, I want to welcome Immaculée Ilibagiza to the stage. Thank you.